Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the backstory. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Judicial Service Commission yesterday confirmed receipt of 5 petitions and complaints against various judges of the Supreme Court and High Court. This including the Chief Justice, who is the President of the Judicial Service Commission. Now, in a statement yesterday, the Vice Chairperson of the Judicial Service Commission, Isaac Ruto, remember, the Chair of the Judicial Service Commission is the Chief Justice, who is Martha Koome, but she excused herself because some of the accusations were touching on her as a person or as a judge of the Supreme Court. So she could not attend the sitting yesterday. So let's listen into Isaac Ruto.
The JSC acknowledges receipt of a petition dated 10th January 2025 filed by Mr. Nelson Havi against the following judges of the Supreme Court of Kenya: Honorable Lady Justice Martha Koome, Chief Justice; Honorable Lady Justice Philomena Mwilu, Deputy Chief Justice; Honorable Justice Mohammed Ibrahim; Honorable Justice Dr. Smokin Wanjala; Honorable Lady Justice Joaquin Dungu; Honorable Justice Isaac Lenaola; Honorable Justice William Ouko. The JSC has over the years developed procedures for handling complaints or petitions. These procedures have been developed in tandem with the Constitution, the Judicial Service Act, international best practices, and judicial precedents. The complaints filed will be dealt with in accordance with the processes and procedures developed and in compliance with the Rule of Law and Fair Administrative Action Act. The JSC reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to its constitutional mandate to protect the independence of the judiciary while holding the judiciary accountable. The JSC believes in equality before the law and assures all Kenyans that in discharging its mandate, it shall always act independently without fear, favor, or prejudice.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this petition was filed by Nelson Havi. It was filed on 10th January against Martha Koome, just as you have heard, Lady Justice Philomena Mwilu, Joaquin Dungu, Justice Mohammed Ibrahim, Smokin Wanjala, Lenaola, and William, citing grounds of gross misconduct. So whatever happened yesterday is procedural. I want you guys to understand that that is procedure. That is what happens whenever there is a complaint against any judge of the Supreme Court. Then the Judicial Service Commission has to sit and look at the complaints. After looking at these complaints, then the JSC reviews the petition and sends it to the president if it has reasons to believe that there is basis for the removal of a judge. So this is where now whatever is happening will have to now look at the petitions. Is it against individual judges or the whole Supreme Court judges? So this is now where the Havis of this world are kind of trying to cast their net wide. I think in their thinking, they already have a specific judge that they are targeting. But for them not to be seen as biased, they are trying to cast their net wide, such that the petitions, in quotes, are against all the judges. But they will narrow down to a specific judge who, I think, in my thinking, will have to go through the whole process. Because I don't think like all the 7 judges of the Supreme Court are capable. Even if they want one of them to be removed, then they look at all the allegations, and then at the end of the day, they will settle on one judge or two that may eventually be removed. So after looking at all these petitions and finding a reason to believe that there is a basis for removal, then they will send it to the president. Then the president will suspend the judge for 14 days, during which a tribunal is appointed to investigate the judge's conduct. The tribunal will then decide if the judge is no longer fit for office. So let's say, for example, the person that they have been targeting so much is the Chief Justice, Martha Koome, and her deputy. So, for example, if they find that the Chief Justice is culpable, then they send it to the president. The president will form a tribunal, will suspend the Chief Justice for 14 days, then form a tribunal. The tribunal will look at all those allegations. And in case the Chief Justice is found to be culpable, then she'll be shown the door. But she has an opportunity to appeal the removal or the procedure and all that. She has the opportunity. But now, what we also need to look at is the fact that why is this happening now? You know, in Kenya, everything is political. You cannot look at this in isolation. We are heading into 2027 general election. And so many things are happening at the same time. So maybe there are political brokers or political undertones to all these things. It cannot happen in isolation. And why is it that they are targeting the Supreme Court judges at this time? Remember, Nelson Havi at some point was the chair of the Law Society of Kenya. That was when William Ruto was the deputy president. And at that point, Nelson Havi was used by the Tanga regime then to go and file a petition in the court of law, which went all the way to the Supreme Court against what we used to call BBI. And just recently, when I was being interviewed in a TV station, he said that he acted on behalf of William Ruto. The same Nelson Havi has also been mentioned or has been quoted as saying that he wants to vie for the presidency. So is Nelson Havi acting on his own, or is he acting on behalf of other political players? That is what we also need to ask. Is he acting on his own, or is he acting on behalf of other people? Even though lawyers can act for someone today, then the next day they act on behalf of your opponent. But the question is, why are they doing this now? Is it because they're trying to hold the JSC or the judges accountable, the judiciary accountable? Which I don't think so. There could be political undertones to all this, because as we head into 2027 general election, so many things are bound to happen. And the government of the day might want a friendly Judicial Service Commission or a friendly Supreme Court to them. Or still, as we move forward, they might want to do away with some of the judges in the Supreme Court and then bring in judges whom they think are friendly to the administration. So anything is possible. But still, we are not trying to say that the judiciary is not culpable. There are so many issues that have been raised by Kenyans touching on corruption in the judiciary. So if there is corruption in the Supreme Court, even though we've not looked at the allegations because all these are still with the JSC, Judicial Service Commission. If there are grounds that Kenyans would believe are enough to send these judges home, then so be it. Because we also need, as we try as much as possible to fight corruption in the executive, the same should be applied in the judiciary and even the legislature, so that we do away with corruption. We would like to look at some of these allegations when a tribunal will be formed, so that Kenyans at least will be able, for the first time, will be able to see and be able to know if there's indeed corruption, or all these allegations were just based on hatred. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep on monitoring what's happening, and kindly keep it here. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Until next time, bye-bye.